like to begin this interview by saying that I am very grateful for this opportunity to explain to our viewers what exactly happens in the Collaboratin Secretariat. To begin with, we all know that this was a brand new secretariat. There was no Secretariat for Collaboration before in the society, and Father Nicholas thought it would be important to start this Secretariat in order to bring a fresh perspective to mission. And this fresh perspective, or as he calls it, a dimension, is an important dimension of mission. So I am the first secretary, and so it was initially a little bit difficult to get this mission moving because there was nothing, no documentation, and there was no literature available. So the work was also in collaboration with two other secretaries, that is the Secretary for Social Justice and Ecology, that is Father Pachi Alvarez, and the Secretary for Faith, who was Father Jerry Blaszek. So the three of us represented the three dimensions of mission that Father General was keen to highlight in the work of the society. In the first place, what was essential was to do a mapping of collaboration in the 6 conferences of the society. This fortunately had already begun because Father General had some years ago requested all the provinces to send in information about collaboration in their respective provinces. Essentially, what came out of this analysis is that in the 6 conferences of the Society of Jesus, the work of collaboration is very uneven, meaning to say that in some conferences of the society, the work of collaboration has progressed quite far, whereas in other conferences, it is just beginning. And so we are at different stages of development of this vision of collaboration. So in 3 conferences, I think the collaboration vision has been implemented rather strongly and successfully. That is in the United States, the Conference of Europe, and the Conference of Latin America. In the Conference of Asia Pacific, it is uneven there because in parts of the province, as in Australia and the Philippines, for example, also in Japan and Korea, collaboration has evolved quite well and has reached quite an advanced stage. But in other parts of Asia Pacific, it is still needs to be strengthened, as for example in Timor-Leste, or in Cambodia, or in Vietnam, or even in China. In South Asia, we have a very large number of Jesuits. As we know, there are 4,000 Jesuits, so that is considered a growth area in the society. And so also Africa, which has about 1,500 Jesuits, also a great number of those are very young Jesuits in training. And both of these conferences, where the growth is rather large, perhaps need to strengthen this collaboration vision a lot more, because these young men, Jesuits who are in training, will be the ones who will carry this vision into the future of the Society of Jesus. As a result, I thought it would be more valuable to the Secretariat and also to the Society, of course, if I would focus on these two conferences. Generally, across the 6 conferences, there has been an openness to receiving this vision of Father General, and there has been a willingness to learn what exactly they could do better for the sake of mission. However, in some parts, as I was indicating earlier, since collaboration is uneven, the knowledge also is uneven. There is oftentimes lack of proper information as to what exactly Father General and the general congregations are expecting of the Jesuits and of the lay people with regard to collaboration. So in a way, I had to do a kind of a pedagogy of collaboration to explain to the people as well as to the Jesuits what exactly is the content of this vision and how it would be spelled out in reality in the different apostolic works of the Society. In the workshops and the presentations that I did in the 2 conferences of South Asia and Africa, we would also invite the lay people to join us so that they would reflect together with the Jesuits as partners in mission. These exercises, I think, promoted strongly a culture of collaboration in these conferences, where this culture was at a very initial stage and needed to be strengthened greatly. I got these ideas from going back to the documentation of GC 32 when Father Arupe already was trying to create a culture of social justice in all the apostolic works of the Society. And one of the primary methods that were followed in the 70s and the 80s in order to create a culture of social justice in all the ministries was first and foremost to create an awareness for the need for justice. Similarly, I thought it would be very important for me to create an awareness for the need for collaboration, for the need for Jesuits to see that collaboration is necessary, and the need also for lay people to see that they are partners with the Jesuits in mission. So this task, as you can imagine, is not very easy, particularly initially, because it's only when one really works at it that one can begin to appreciate this vision. Therefore, in the workshops, what I would try to do with the lay people as well as the Jesuits was to concretely take whatever ministry they are involved in, as for example, education or pastoral work or social justice or formation or whatever, and reflect concretely and see what kinds of collaborative steps could be concretely taken by these ministries in order to strengthen the culture of collaboration in their provinces or in the conference or in the ministries of the conference. These exercises, I must confess, were very rich and very fruitful. In fact, the provincials found the exercise of great value because that created a new sense of awareness and partnership between the Jesuits and the lay people. Of course, many issues needed to be clarified and needed to be explained. And so that was part of the pedagogy, part of the educational process.